Howdy folks, Brother Jim reporting here at End Times Prophecy News. Pardon me. Democrats reject the motion that says only Americans can vote. They openly support foreigners to carry them. And the next one will be Conservative Populist Party wins Salzburg elections for the first time since World War II. Oops. Guess you lost over there, huh? But first, Democrats reject motion that says only Americans can vote. They openly support foreigners to carry them. The Democrat Socialist Party at the State of the Union right there. House Democrats passed the For the People Act. For the people, right. This past week, the legislation makes it legal for illegal Americans and foreigners to vote in elections. The bill also makes voter harvesting legal. Can you believe this? The Republican Representative Dan Crenshaw, Republican of Texas, offered a motion to the amendment to reaffirm that only U.S. citizens should have the right to vote, which is the law. Democrats rejected the vote. Now, let's remember, this did not go to the Senate. It's going to fail in the Senate. Dems rejected it. Next time you go to the ballot box, keep that in mind. The future of their party is in cities like San Fran where illegals can vote. Let that sink in. And ballot harvesting is legal. And if you don't know what ballot harvesting means, it literally means to harvest a ballot out of nothing, thin air. That's right. That's how illegal they run. I'm not kidding you. Republican Representative Mo Brooks of Alabama slammed the legislation as a cynical Democrat move to dilute Americans' voting power, which it does. As a backdrop, let me emphasize that the long-term goal of socialist Democrats is to dilute and undermine the voting power of American citizens. How do we know that? By past socialist Democrat actions and conduct. For example, in many parts of America where socialist Democrats enjoy dominant political control, they have made it lawful for illegal aliens and lawful non-citizens to vote. But there are many, there are many immigrants who hate them now. Why? Because they're good people. And they want their legal immigrants want to be able to vote. They're just like us, the patriots. They're against this. They don't want the illegal thugs, gun runners, child trafficking, rapists to vote from another nation. Anyway, for example, in many parts of America where socialist Democrats enjoy dominant political control, they have made it lawful for illegal aliens and lawful non-citizens to vote, thereby diluting the vote of American citizens and undermining the ability of Americans to run their own governments. San Francisco is the largest city where illegal aliens and other non-citizens can not only lawfully register to vote, they in fact vote in local elections. Further, H.R. 1 does its best to exploit and expand voter fraud loopholes that socialist Democrats slipped into past federal legislation that, for example, empowered as many as 95,000 non-citizens to register to vote and 58,000 non-citizens to actually vote in recent Texas elections. Of course, that's in the Texas law. Sad, isn't it? Very sad. They'll sit there and fight you all day long with 100 million darts. You gotta watch them. They're just a bunch of devils. The prince of the power of the air is Satan. And he walks about roaring like a lion, seeing who he can devour. Conservative Populist Party wins Salzburg elections for the first time since World War II. For the first time in the post-war period of the QVP, Conservative Party won the Salzburg, Austria municipal elections this weekend since World War II. People are sick of the Muslim invasion. Obviously, Kronenzeitung. The Conservatives won bigly in the state of Salzburg, one of Austria's 9 states. I guess George Soros and his voting machines haven't gotten there yet. And you need to understand also that this new H.R. 1 or law that the Democrats for voting and harvest balloting is not going to affect the United States as a whole. Okay, they're working on certain states and cities, that wherever they can, the biggest cities, of course, but they're working on it. It's not going to pass the Senate. For decades, Salzburg was lefty, but in the last few years had moved right. Today's Salzburg took a big turn to the right. The lefties lost so big that their heads are spinning. In Salzburg, there was a victory for the OVP in the mayoral and municipal elections. For the first time in the post-war period, the People's Party became the strongest party in the city council in the city of Salzburg, almost doubling with 36.7% plus 17.7 percentage points. But it was not enough for the immediate re-election of Mayor Harold Preneur. The OVP not only became the, I think that's pronounced UVP with the two dots above it, became the strongest force in the town hall for the first time. It also captured the percentage best result of the People's Party in post-war history with 36.7% plus 17.3%. She will in future make 16 seats in the 40-member local council plus 8. The SPO fell by 6.2 percentage point to 26.8% and will in future only be represented by 11 local councilors minus 4 in the city parliament. The Green Citizen list defended third place with 15.2% plus 1.6. She will continue to provide 6 mandates. The turnout was 48.23% this Sunday in the state capitol, including the already absent postal vote. And more than 2,000 people in migrant detention centers quarantined over mumps and other diseases. Over 2,000 migrants in the U.S. detention centers were quarantined on Thursday due to outbreaks of mumps and other communicable infections. According to a report from Reuters, a total of 2,200 detainees were quarantined around the country, almost 2,300. ICE health officials have been notified of 236 confirmed or probable cases of mumps among detainees in 51 facilities in the past 12 months, compared to no cases detected between January of 2016 and February 2018. Last year, 423 detainees were determined to have influenza and 461 to have chickenpox. All three diseases are largely preventable by vaccine, the report states. Vaccine. Yeah, good vaccines. Not the kind of garbage they're giving you nowadays. The vaccines are more dangerous than ever. Well, this is the kind of quality people we're getting from the S-hole countries, you know. Mumps is spread easily through the droplets of saliva in the air. It can cause brain swelling, sterility, and hearing loss. According to the report, there are currently more than 50,000 migrants in U.S. detention centers. Reuters reports that U.S. Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Kevin McAleenan told reporters that changing demographics on the southwest border with more immigrants from Central America traveling long distances overwhelmed border officials and raised health concerns. Quote, "We are seeing migrants arrive with illnesses and medical conditions in unprecedented numbers," McAleenan said. Detention centers in Louisiana, Colorado, Arizona, and Texas have all had outbreaks of viral infections. Democrats are worried with the quarantines will have trouble dealing with lawyers to get asylum, but seem less concerned about the diseases being brought into our nation in the first place for some reason. Of course they don't care. They want to destroy America. Zechariah chapter 5. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it. Now, this is very interesting, a flying roll. You check right here, I forgot where it is. A flying roll, Zephaniah 1:14, the great day of the Lord is near. No, that's not it. There is no flying roll, but there is a roll. No, they don't have it here. No. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if you go to Revelation 10, what do you see? And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open. Okay, so you see a flying roll, but here we have a book. And right, so that's not what I'm really looking for. Like I said, I wasn't sure where it was. So let's continue. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. The thief cometh to kill, steal, and destroy. That is Satan. The house of the thief is one who worships Satan, or is believing in the cults of Satan, which are many, hundreds of them across the world. And into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. You see? Another false cult. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. I'd have to study more to find out where this flying roll is, but I believe it's in the Bible in other places. Thank you for listening.
Let me be serious with you. I would rather that you donate to my ministry directly. I cannot survive financially to keep this ministry and new service going without your help. And we all know their plans to shut me down again. But many of you would like to receive a gift or product as a token of my appreciation. And I don't blame you. Isn't it about time Uncle Sam started paying you instead of you paying him? It is about time. The federal government pays you your rent check. The government rents out thousands of buildings instead of buying them every year. This is all funded by the current $11.1 billion building fund in our budget. Get your free federal rent check today. Sign up with the Federal Millionaire information here down below. Become a shareholder to receive federal rent checks for life by making a one-time investment as a shareholder. An IRS ruling declares this to be totally legal. This is no joke, no scam, and been for many years. The longer your name is on the distribution list, the larger your federal rent check grows. As inflation rises along with real estate, the government pays you more every year. Starting out as little as $1,800 a month would be your rent check. Wouldn't that be nice to receive every month a rent check like that? The federal government continues to raise your income as inflation rises. This puts an end to retiring with a fixed income that leaves you going broke as you get older. This will put a major dent in those people who hate their home taxes going up every year, wouldn't it? And folks, the price for this valuable information will cost you only $39 a year or $79 for a 2-year membership. Sign up today.